Sam Obama. Please, yeah, this for the title. That's our title. All right, round of applause for her. That's okay. We want to acknowledge in our midst the chairman of the day of this wonderful event, the person of Pharmaceutical Chidi Dozie, Director of Dozie and Dozie Pharmaceuticals Nigeria Limited. Please give a round of applause for him. All right, like I said, he is the chairman of today. So, more questions. Okay, before we go into more questions, let's just acquaint ourselves better. We have in our midst the Lagos State Coordinator. Please rise and wave. PSN-YPG. Round of applause for him. Emmanuel Obayo, Lagos PSN-YPG Coordinator. It's not easy now. Okay. Anambra PSN-YPG. Please, let's rise. We have if you can't do better than that, let's start. Sir, we are glad to have you in our presence this morning.
I'm excited already.
I know I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have Dr. Olumide Akintayo, the past PSN president.
Please, let's make some
better than that.
So,
We have our fathers in the house.
in the house.
We can do better than that. Thank you very much, sir.
I'm always excited when I see,
with your presence.
A lot of pharmaceutical greeting here and there. I'm looking forward one day to, take that handshake with them one day. So,
Me too, Cindy.
okay. So, should we ask more questions, or should we just keep rolling? Let's keep rolling. Okay. Okay. So PSN-YPG, I said, Anambra, I was trying to recognize the coordinator.
How about
Yes. I can see one of them. Please, PSN-YPG Anambra State Coordinator, please stand up, introduce yourself. Quickly. Okay, Kaduna PSN-YPG State Coordinator. If he's here with us, please kindly rise and wave. He's not here. Okay. Akwa Ibom PSN-YPG State Coordinator. If he's here, please kindly rise and introduce yourself to the house. Oh, he's behind. Please, a round of applause for him. Okay, I've taken like 2-3 states now. If your state coordinator is there, you can still just give me a sign. Okay, Abuja, I'm sorry now. You should calm down. Abuja PSN-YPG State Coordinator. Please introduce yourself. Oh. Some of us don't know your name. Where is she now? Or he or whoever? She said me. You're the one now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad that we have this dignitary gracing the occasion. My name is Uzwi Former Felicita. I'm the coordinator of PSN-YPG FCT, and I'm your co-host. Thank you very much, and you're welcome. Have a swell time here.
Give her a round of applause so that they can host us well.
So we can have food though. Okay, so I want to call on the PSN-YPG chairman, national chairman, for the opening speech.
For our welcome address. Everybody, give it up.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. The National President of PSN, Mazi Sam Owaboa, the past President of PSN, Dr. Olumide Akentayo, our Chairman of today, Fam Chidi Dozie, please permission to take off this. Thank all protocols duly observed. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. I'll be reading the welcome address. It is indeed with great pleasure that I welcome you all to the second annual national conference of the PSN Young Pharmacists Group. This is the very first time we will have a conference of this magnitude as an organization, both physically and virtually. And I am glad that you're all here and a part of making history. We give thanks to the Almighty God for keeping us through the waves of the COVID-19 pandemic, which resulted in a global lockdown and forced the whole world to reevaluate our way of life. We commiserate with the families who lost their loved ones, some of whom were pharmacists delivering their duty of care during the peak of the pandemic. We pray their souls rest in perfect peace. There is no gainsaying that the effects of the pandemic were far-reaching, cutting across all sectors, businesses, economies, and communities. And this was the reason why the annual national conference did not hold in 2020 as planned. The PSN Young Pharmacists Group was modeled after the Young Pharmacists Group of the International Federation of Pharmacists and became an interest group of the PSN in 2017. It's a body of pharmacists who are less than or equal to 35 years of age, who graduated from pharmacy school less than or equal to 5 years ago with their first degree. Our mission is to help develop individuals who can act as agents of positive change at local, national, and international levels, both in the profession and in the society, based on the spirit of national cooperation towards sustainable development. The annual national conference is a constitutional program of the PSN-YPG, held ahead of our annual business meeting, which holds at the annual national conference of the PSN. It is the largest gathering of young pharmacists in Nigeria and will feature explorations of the team, networking events, and deliberations on relevant issues within and outside the pharmacy profession. The first conference with the theme, Disruptive Innovation, Young Pharmacists in Leadership and Policy Making, held in Anambra in 2019 under the leadership of Muyiwa Olagunjo. The theme of this year's conference is the future of pharmacy, opportunities and challenges, and the sub-themes are derived from this. I would like to seize this moment to recognize the presence of the Grand Patron of the PSN Young Pharmacists Group, Mazi Sam Owaboa, OFR, MON, FPSN, and several others, the dynamic president of the PSN and the convener of the New Nigeria Group. Thank you for your unwavering support, sir, and for always answering when we call. We are indeed blessed to have you. I'm delighted to welcome the chairman of the occasion, Famchidi Dozie, the director of Dozie and Dozie Farm Nigeria Limited, an astute businessman, philanthropist, and inspiration in the pharmaceutical industry. He has contributed immensely to fighting the COVID-19 pandemic in Nigeria and continuously projects the pharmacy profession in a positive light. Thank you, sir, for gracing us with your presence. I'm also honored to welcome to this year's conference our keynote speaker, Dr. Obi Adigwe, Director General and CEO of the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and Development, ably represented by Dr. Abubakar Daranka, who doubles as the Senior Technical Advisor to the DG NIPRID and also Chairman of AHAPIN Abuja. He has contributed immensely to fight. He has been involved in formulation and implementation of policies, pioneered several initiatives targeted at improving pharmaceutical research in the country, and is currently the head of the agency, largely responsible for the future of pharmacy in Nigeria. Thank you for honoring our invitation, sir, despite your tight schedule. It is indeed with great delight and a deep sense of gratitude that I also welcome the past president of the PSN, Dr. Olumide Akintayo, FPSN, a forerunner, leader, and advocate with whose unflinching support we are able to host this conference here today. The theme of this year's conference is in line with the rapidly changing face of the pharmacy profession and indeed the healthcare sector as a whole, and the ever-growing need for us as young professionals to evolve and stay relevant as we discharge our duties and build our careers. We have sessions structured around the theme, workshops, and activities designed with the aim of giving participants a balanced experience and leaving the conference prepared to seize every opportunity to improve their individual practice and by extension, contribute to the development of the pharmacy profession nationwide. We are young professionals and the future is ours. I am thrilled to welcome all officials of the PSN present, National Chairman of PSN Technical Groups, especially Dr. Samuel Adekola, Chairman of ACPN, representatives of the government agencies, pharmacy students, and other professionals, members of the press, and all invited guests. I welcome you all heartily. I am also incredibly grateful to all our facilitators who have taken their time and our individual and corporate sponsors who believe in the vision of PSN-YPG and are committed to helping us succeed. I most sincerely appreciate the chairman of the conference planning committee, Famet Elmba, and members of our committee for the great job they have done putting this conference together in such a limited time. I also appreciate the coordinator of PSN-YPG Abuja, Fam Ifeoma Uzu, and her members. On behalf of every participant here and those joining virtually, I thank you for your commitment, proactiveness, and passion to ensure a successful conference. Finally, I welcome everyone and wish you all an insightful and fruitful deliberations on the opportunities and challenges in the future of pharmacy. The chairman of the occasion, the president of PSN, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
We can do better than that. Thank you very much, our national.
Wow, a wonderful speech. Please, let's keep clapping. Please, let's keep clapping. I don't know if you listened very well, but you need to clap for this speech. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Because of time, let's just proceed. Dr. Olumide will be addressing us immediately. He'll be addressing us now, sir. Please, sir.
Dr. Olumide Akintayo.
Please, a round of applause for him.
PSN National President.
Mr. President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, the very distinguished and amiable Mazi Samo Habunwa, members of the PSN NEC here present, fellows of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, let me pay special tribute to members of the PSN-YPG. I must start by congratulating you. the evolutionary trends we have witnessed with YPG, so that we started as Young Pharmacists Forum, and by His grace, you're now a full-fledged technical group of the PSN. Huh? What did I call it? Oh, sorry, interest group. Sorry, it's an interest group, not a technical group. So I believe you're doing very well, but of course it can be a lot better than what it is. We can generate even a far better momentum than where you are right now. I got this invitation. I wasn't prepared for this, particularly because I am supposed to be at another meeting. And that other meeting is a prelude to another one where I'll be part of a delegation that is meeting government at the villa in a few hours from now. And I think that explains why I have to come on board very fast. Because I wasn't prepared for this, I was just wondering what exactly would interest this type of audience this morning. And I just came up with something about how to have a meaningful and impactful career, because I figure that most of you here are below 5 years. And so you're just in the twilight of your careers. But you're leaders in your own right. You're leaders, and that's why you're here. For me, I always say leadership is the humanity of governance. That's the school of thought I belong to. And what that speaks volumes about why leaders must have at the back of their mind things like a connectivity of empathy, compassion, kindness, with regards to their relationship to followership. So without attempting to bore you, because it's very early in the morning, let me just go on to some tips which I believe can guide you in building a meaningful and lasting career. Coming up with these, I must always pay special tribute to a distinguished pharmacist in his own right, one who is close to many of you in individual capacities, and that's pharmacist Tosin Adeyemi, who is seated right there. Tosin is a lecturer at the University of Lagos. And I will be honest enough to tell you that Tosin actually took me through this lecture the first time. And I imbibed a lot of the things he said, even when I would not be echoing his submissions directly, but the spirit actually comes from Tosin Adeyemi, and I appreciate you for that, Tosin. So the very first thing you want to look at, because I just saw this thing a few minutes ago, the future of pharmacy, opportunities and challenges. You can't be talking of a future of pharmacy if you are not very well grounded in some fundamental principles. And so I believe these 7 tips will ultimately help all of you. So the very first tip I'd like to talk about is one that revolves around forming a personal statement of meaning. This probably transcends the border of any profession. You must have a personal statement of meaning. That's some form of personal code of conduct, a vision or mission statement. I want to be a successful pharmacist. And so if you want to be a successful pharmacist, there will be things that excite you about pharmacy. There will be turn-ups. There will be things that will not catch your fancy. For those of you who are getting to about 5 years in the profession now, you should be making up your mind on the particular career option you want to embrace. I'm sure you're familiar with all the options: community, hospital and admin, industrial pharmacy, academic pharmacy. You are familiar with those things. So, and I'd like to paint scenarios. If, for instance, you want to have a career that guarantees interventions in public health, and you still want to make family commitments a priority, you might be looking at a career, if you ask me honestly, in hospital and administrative pharmacy. And I guess that's why a lot of our lady folks, female colleagues, that's probably a lot of them tilts towards that direction. If what catches your fancy is the discovery of new drug molecules and similar adventures, then you want to be like Dr. Abuja Declaration, who is the keynote address speaker this morning. He's a research pharmacist in his own right. But I know that for many people in your generation, what tickles your fancy is to be like Dozier. You want to be a director like Dozier and Dozier Nigeria Limited. So you are thinking of big villas and mansions. You like the best, the latest SUVs. You like holidays abroad and all that. That means you must have a bent for entrepreneurship. And therefore you will be looking at things, the bigger dimensions, things like big time wholesaling, importation, or manufacturing. You must do mega business. Am I communicating something? Okay. So that's the very first thing. You must form a personal statement of meaning. Now, once you have that personal statement of meaning, the next level logically will be for you to run experiments. What do I mean by you running experiment? You need to test your statement of meaning. Mazi Sam will tell you that we're not agreeable on so many things. There are areas we also agree. But one thing you can never take away from people like Mazi Sam is that this is one, and there are so many pharmacists have done that. You know, in school, you inculcated polyglottic skills, far, far beyond what you need in pharmacy. And that's why you see Mazi Sam Mohabwad today is a presidential candidate. Why? Because he has a very rich background and pedigree. A pharmacist who was one time president of the Nigeria Economic, what's that? Economic Summit. Now that's one of the most strategic platforms that influences the direction of the economy of Nigeria. A pharmacist. I also know he's been the past chairman of the Nigerian American Chamber of Commerce, among so many things. So now these skills to embark on some of these responsibilities started way back when we were in the university. When it was, I'm sure many of you here, if I take time to find out, many of you here were activists in pants. And that's how these things run. So you have to run experiments. You are in this hall this morning because, like Yimka was trying to say, we explored the window of relationship with some other people. When I was president of the PSN, one of my topmost priorities, I don't want to talk about career now, was achieving a situation whereby we could have payment mechanisms that guaranteed equity in the rank and file of health workers in Nigeria. And I knew it wasn't something we could do within the bracket of PSN alone. And so what we had to do at that time was through personal sacrifices and contact to work with support groups with a view to forming a large coalition that will give us advantage in negotiations with government, with stakeholders in health and all of that. And so whatever that personal statement of meaning is, it's not something you want to keep to yourself. You have to experiment it. You have to test it. You have to do some test run. Do you understand that? Do you want a scenario in practice? If you decide, for instance, let me give you a scenario in practice. If you decide, I want to be a community pharmacist, then logically you want to look at some of the community pharmacy models that have worked maximally in professional and economic interest. And so you want to have a stint in such outfits so that whatever you're learning from those exposures, you can bring to bear on your own practice when eventually you set up your own community pharmacy. And that's what exactly I mean by you have to run experiments. 3, You need to get mentors who will align with your statement of meaning. You know, that remains one area I think we have not done too well in pharmacy. It's an area, these mentor-mentee relationships, it's something we have not exactly perfected in pharmacy. And if you're talking about the future of pharmacy opportunities and challenges, then the mentoring thing comes into focus. It's something we must do very well. One of the major advantages you have when you have good mentors is that your mentor helps you to appreciate that your goals and objectives are not too tough to achieve, to attain. And so once you share similar goals and objectives with mentors who there is this alignment, then you might just be on the road to succeeding in whatever you choose to do. Today in pharmacy, I do know that there are many mentorship platforms. One of the most notable ones you want to look at is the one by the Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy. When I was president, we set up a Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy. That was in 2014. One of the faculties of that academy is a mentoring faculty. It is led, I believe it is still led by His Excellency Honorable Jimmy Agbaji, a fellow of the PSN. I'm sure many of you have heard the name of Jimmy Agbaji at one point or the other, especially those of you who are based in Lagos. You must have mentors. If there are 4 career options in pharmacy, you must identify key elements who make each of those options stick. And I think I need to run through some of these things. If, for instance, you decide you want to be an industrial pharmacist, you want to look at some people who have done very well in industry. There's a certain young man called Kunle Oyelano. He's the MD of GSK Pharma today. GSK Pharma is the biggest today in our sector. It's the biggest pharmaceutical company in our space in Nigeria today. Now, what makes Kunle's attainment unique is that I'm not sure of the years of graduation, but I figure it's just a little over 20 years. He must have become CEO at about 20 years radius. So it should be a mentor for any ambitious person. I do remember there was a precedence of a certain Lake Asuni, who was also MD of that same company. Asuni became CEO at exactly 20 years post-qualification. I have mentioned the likes of Mazi. Mazi Onabunwa brokered the first management buyout in Nigeria. That was between Pfizer and what is now called Nimed Pharmaceuticals. In manufacturing today, you must reckon, whether you like it or not, with the likes of a certain Stella Okoli of Emzo. Mrs. Stella Okoli is a graduate of, I think, 1969, University of Bradford. Today, apart from owning one of the most modern manufacturing plants in Nigeria, Mrs. Okoli is listed as one of the 5 most prosperous women in Nigeria today, and she's a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist. There's a certain Kunle Ekundayo of drug field. I know that Kundayo started as a production pharmacist in Pfizer. I know he moved to doing pharmaceuticals, so set up then doing pharmaceuticals. And then today he has his own brands. He manufactures over 200 range of products in his factory somewhere in Ota, in Ogun State. Now, these are the type of people you should be looking at. In community pharmacy, we have so many champions. There is one of my good friends, senior colleague of mine, called Ike Onyechi. He drives Alpha Pharmacy. There is no federal health institution in this country that does not do business with Alpha. There is Bido, there is MedPlus. So you have so many of them. I need to be a little faster now. They're telling me to move faster. 4, ruthless execution. You know, the gap between your dream and the actualization is what you call execution. Execution requires focused effort to implement or carry out a task. And so, because of our time, you need to know that to achieve focused execution, you must not procrastinate. You must not postpone what you should do today. Don't be friendly with people who are not in alignment or who do not believe in your dream. If you want to be a billionaire and you choose people who go to nightclubs every night as your friends, you will never get there. It's not a course. 5, buckle down on your finances. This is very, very key. Many times we always think, oh, we cannot start endeavors or new endeavors until we have tons and tons of money. The golden rule here is that you must reduce your recurrent expenditure so that you can save to grow your assets. If all you do every night is to eat ukobia asun and goat head, there is no how you can grow your assets. So you must create a financial cushion for yourself. For those of you who take jobs, because most of you will be employee pharmacists for some time, please don't stay too long on a job or career that you are not enjoying, just because you want to come up with an excuse that you don't have enough money. Act on all remarkable opportunities as they come. Grab them. Time will not allow me to elucidate on this, but if you want further inquiries, I can throw more light on these things. 6, ethical codes and value. Every rewarding and successful professional career is grounded on a certain professional conduct, which is ethically driven. And so, apart from core, you are familiar with code of ethics, which you must comply with. You must also have your own personal, moral, and aesthetic values. If people see you, let them be inspired and motivated to do the best of things. If you do not dress well, nobody will respect you. That's something we don't do too well in pharmacy, I must say it. Those of you who work in hospital, have you ever observed that if you dress well, people tend to say, doctor? What I'm saying is that you have more stake than any of us. I am gradually turning to 40. So you have more stake, and you should be more concerned about those who leave. That's all I'm saying. 7, and probably that which is most important, godliness. That's something that I don't personally joke with. Those of you who are familiar with the scriptures, I'm sure you have heard things like, except the Lord builds the house, the laborer laboreth in vain. Or except the Lord watches over the city, the night watchman watches in vain. If you do not have God, you might not go too far. Because there's an element of luck, quote unquote, in the success stories we're talking about this morning. That God factor is the one that will shape that for you. And so you must schedule time to cultivate a holistic relationship with that creator. So in conclusion this morning, Distinguished colleagues, the golden rule for success is you must shun congressional hypocrisy. Try to avoid standing on hypocritical platitudes if you want to go far. I have seen a huge quantum, a significant quantum of colleague pharmacists who waste away in what I always describe as a sanctimonious facade of piety. You know what I mean by that? Those people who tie scarf, and those women who will tie scarf or wear some very ugly boo-boos that puts you off, or men who wear shoes. You are not young enough to know what they call Abdul shoes or shoes. At least if you don't know Abdul shoes, you know the type of shoes that would have where you have alignments that are bent. You chop, the sole don't chop. Now that's not the type of image we want for our profession. And you are the people who will change that narrative. While we talk about sanctimonious facade of piety, you also have, I've told you of people, one of the richest in Nigeria. In this same sector, I can also confirm to you that we have people who have built an invisible bilateral consortium with prosperity through synergism that synthesizes structures of the greatest possibilities. You must therefore lead the way to unlock potentials and energize our future in pharmacy through your ability to potentiate potentials. Distinguished colleagues, people must learn from the stories of your respective lives in your generation. Let your life be too real to be true from now on. And I pray that will be your testimonies. I want to thank you for inviting me, and I wish you a very rewarding and very successful conference. Thank you all, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Olumide Akintayo. We are very grateful for this.
I am actually Mr. Olumide Akintayo, proud pharmacist.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very, very grateful. So very quickly, we want to acknowledge the presence of pharmacist Mustafa Umar, the technical assistant to the executive secretary, Kaduna State Health and Drug Supply Management Agency, who is representing the executive secretary. Thank you very much. We appreciate your presence, sir.
Okay. All right, please, we can do better than that. A round of applause. All right, right about now, we'll be asking our president, the president, PSN, pharmacist, Mazi Sam Ohabonwa, to please kindly address us right now. Round of applause, please.
Sir, please, just come and give us
sir, just come
short
and give us a short address, sir. All right, we have to do things the right way. So please then kindly stand up, take the pharmacy anthem as we welcome the PSN presidents to come and address us. Please, pharmacists, stand up on our seats. From our seats, please, let's quickly stand. Okay, Azima, please help us with the anthem. See.
Mr. Chairman of this occasion, our very distinguished past president, Akintayo Olumide, a man of plenty of energy, commitment, and dedication to the cause of pharmacy. I'm not kidding you. Olumide is, there are two people I used to call Mr. Pharmacy way back. One is Tony Ahime and the other one is Olumide. They have a heart for the profession. Please clap for him again. What he is doing, many of us will not dare do, will not try. He's spending a lot of personal resources, time, and on top of that, taking a lot of insults in the efforts to prosper the cause of pharmacy. I acknowledge you, sir. Fellows of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria here, fellows of the Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, and fellows of the Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy. Let me acknowledge the Chief of Staff, who is a fellow. You're a fellow, sir. He's Chief of Staff to the Deputy Senate President, one of our very rewards, I would say, in the 2019 elections, that when we are talking about pharmacies being in politics, there are many ways to get there. It's either you are in the room or you're in the corridor, whichever you can influence. And I believe that our friend has been quite effective in his work in support of pharmacy since he got there. All of us know him on the social circuit, the activist area. He's a man of bundle of talents in management and leadership. I want to greet you, sir. I believe that I've acknowledged all the others. Let me also acknowledge the chairman of YPG. Are you here? Where are you? You're not seated. You are covered. Come and take my seat while I'm talking so that I can be looking at you. I'm addressing you. Let me also acknowledge your past chairman of YPG. Some were answering national coordinators before they became chairman. If you belong to that category, please stand up. Let me acknowledge you. Past national coordinators and past chairman. Where are you? Can you raise your hands? I thought I saw one or two of them here. Are they outside? Let me also welcome the executive members of the executive of the YPG and other officers of this very important, vibrant interest group in pharmacy. We are so thankful to God that the formation of YPG has a long history. And past President Olumide will tell you how it started as a hangout where young people hung out at national conferences, and then we now have you admitted appropriately as an interest group. And I want to congratulate you because it means that you merited that evolution from just an informal hangout group to become a very important arm, an organ that is already recognized in the Constitution of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. I'm very grateful to God that we are invited here and we're here because as was said by Olumide a few moments ago, which was the only surprising thing in his presentation, this issue of faith in God. That was the only article in his presentation. Every other thing he said, I expected. That was why I didn't know. That he's also, they say, Saul, are you also among the prophets? So I found Olumide is one of the prophets today. That's interesting. Of course, many people do not carry Christianity on their faces, but they are Christians and some are Muslims and they are pious people. I'm just cracking a joke. I like to say I'm very grateful to God for bringing me here and bringing all of us here. I do not take God's grace for granted at all. That I woke up this morning, was able to get to the airport, and then flew to Abuja is something that I will thank God for. And I believe all of you do the same. Am I right? And these days, to move from point A to B in Nigeria and arrive safely without people diverting your course, who come in different names. Some are called bandits, some are called kidnappers. It's also cause for thanking God. Because there were times I would enter the train from Port Harcourt at age 10, 12. I would just move from the train to Makodi, from Makodi to Kabanchan, across to Kaduna. I'll turn around sometimes to Kano. Just a young boy. I love to travel, and my parents allowed me. But I don't know any parent that will allow a 10-year or 12-year boy to enter into a train and travel across the country. You know, I've always said when my friend Olumide graciously made remarks to my being a presidential candidate, one of the motivations for me is that as a young person, not only just as a young, for me, Nigeria has worked for me, truly. Nigeria has worked for me, both as a young person, as an adult. But this Nigeria is not working for my children and grandchildren. That's part of my frustration. I often tell people that when I left school in June in 1976 in Ife, the next month was July. I was already working at University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital doing my internship. 3 months after I started my internship, I got a car loan, 3,600 naira. I bought a brand new car, 3,200 naira. This was not during the time of John the Baptist. I'm talking about this when we are alive. I had 400 naira, which I used to wash the car, if you know what I mean. I finished my internship in Enugu and drove that green Passat to Sokoto for my youth service. I was posted to General Hospital, Yawa Yauri. I stayed in Yawa Yauri till the day before I resumed work in Pfizer. I drove through Yawa Yauri, Kontagara, Zonkwa, and I was back to Lagos, number 1 Henry Carr Street. And I started my career as a pharmaceutical sales rep in Pfizer in 1978. September that year, I started work on 17th of July, 1978. By September that year, Pfizer gave me a brand new Peugeot car. So as a 3-year-old pharmacist, I had 2 cars in my garage. So my position, I'm just giving you a little example. We used to go to London back at 242 naira, cost of air ticket. When I got married in 1980. I organized my bachelor's eve. I organized my wedding reception. I organized my post-wedding reduction. I lived in Benin, where I started my career in Pfizer. I brought my parents, I flew them from Port Harcourt to Benin. My parents-in-law were in Enugu. I sent my two cars to bring them and other members of the large family to Benin. I hosted them for 3 days at my own expense. Papa didn't help me. Mama didn't help me. Uncle didn't help me. Nobody helped me. And that was not because I didn't have anybody to help me. I had uncles, but I didn't need the help. The money I was earning could afford to fund this. In 2017, my last kid, my son, was to marry. And he came to me. He said, "Daddy, there's trouble." I said, "What's the trouble?" He said he went to pay for some money where he was to do a place for his reception. They refused to accept the money. I said, how? How can you want to pay money? I don't say, what is your problem? What's the issue? How much is the amount of the hall? He said it's 1.5 million. I said, why did they refuse your money? He said he had only 200,000 naira to pay. That was his budget for hall. I said, why don't you give them to him as a deposit? He said he refused to accept that as deposit. That deposit must be a minimum of 50%. So I said, what do we do now? I said, Dad, you have to help me. I said, no, I'm not going to help you. Who helped me when I got married? Go and hire a primary school hall, a secondary school hall. Let's come and do your reception. She looked at me and said, Daddy, I can do that, but my problem is that your friends will not come to the wedding. So I coughed out 1.3 million and added to Chigo's 200,000 to go and pay for hall. We didn't talk about decoration. We have not talked about refreshments. We have not talked about entertainment, gifts, and all the things that go with wedding. I don't know whether some people here have seen what I saw, because no young man or even a young woman can get married today if the parents are not carrying him by the side or on top. Am I right or left? Huh? Very extreme right. No, that's actually what upsets me. Because in 2001, 1 million naira was the equivalent of $1.5 million, $1.57 million in 2001. In 2021, 1 million naira is equal to what? $2,000. So I can understand why Chigo has this problem, because that 200,000 naira he had to pay for her was bigger than all the money I spent in terms of naira when I was wedding. My proposition is that if we can live Nigeria better, if we can live it better, let's take it to what we met. Let's take it back to that situation it was in the 70s and 60s. That's my proposition. That's my major motivation, because I'm worried that if my own son has problem wedding, then what will happen to the grandchildren? Because it's clear that my son won't have the opportunity that I have. I have opportunity that can help him. I'm not sure he can help his own children the same way, unless something changes. And that's why we are motivated to venture into this business. I'm saying so, and it's appropriate here because we're with the YPG. When I was coming into PSN presidency, it was one of the things that bothered me. I was shocked to hear that people will finish school as pharmacists, and 2-3 years, they don't have a place for internship. It was scandalous. I couldn't believe it. When I checked, it was true. And that's one of the things we have continued to put pressure on government on, to see that it makes life easier for young pharmacists, not only in terms of getting places for internship, but places for permanent employment and being paid living wages. Because those who are working today, not only pharmacists, but the whole country are being paid starvation wages. Of course, this Ayuba house, is it? Is Ayuba. But I'm not talking about a trade unionist too. I'm just saying that that's the real thing. Few people can survive on their salary. Few people can survive on their salary. If they don't have opportunity for extra income or multiple streams of income, they have problem. And that's part of the reason why you have a high level of corruption. 70% of our corruption is induced by poverty. So we have a lot of work to do. And when I'm talking, when I'm in the midst of young people, I like to say these things because I didn't start saying them yesterday. I've always felt that the young in our country need help. They need help. They need help because I went to university, I went to secondary school on a county council scholarship, like an LGA scholarship. And I got a scholarship before I entered the university. When I was in the university, I got 2 other scholarships, 3. So Nigeria has to change. And wherever we're located, we still have to start working for it. And we need to start working from here, from pharmacy. So let me congratulate you, Emeka, and your team, for you say this is the biggest conference you're having. And I think I want to congratulate you for raising the bar. I know that your predecessors, at least I bet you, were quite impressive in what they did. And I have really been impressed by the work of YPG. In fact, during the COVID, I attended a lot of webinars organized by your predecessor, Mohammed. Yes, he was quite also a very impressive person, and even the one that he succeeded. So I'm sure that train is being maintained. I really want to assure you and enthuse you that pharmacy is a profession that has a future. It does. Yes, we have too many things besetting us. But when we have people like Olumide, we have people like Lulu, we have people like the chief of staff to the deputy president, we have people in the House, in the Senate. We believe that pharmacy can only get better, because the only way to get pharmacy better, and I mean, there are many ways to get pharmacy better. One way is, first of all, to start from where we are. Be the best of what we can be. That's where to start with. So often we think it is somebody else should start. We have to start. As I told people who listened to us on the town hall meeting yesterday, respect is not gotten by application or by decree. You don't beg for respect, you earn it. And when you earn it, everything you do, from the way you dress, as Olumide pointed out, and the way you conduct yourself, the company you keep, all these things affect the respect that you get. The way you talk, the way you present your matter. And so we have to, first of all, try and be the best of what we can. And one way to do it is to increase our level of confidence. And to increase your level of confidence, you need to get all the information. Information is what helps. Our professor has come in. He can tell you education emboldens. Education gives confidence. It's the information that you have that makes you even have power over other people. The higher you are, the more information you have, the more you can influence other people. So thank God for today. Sources of information are is much more varied than when we used to read only books. Now you can get information everywhere. You can train yourself. People are doing master's degree. They are doing PhD online. Why they are doing other things, improving them, attending certifications. Today, as I was coming with my professor, Tusi, he was telling me about some very exciting development. That's some people are hunting for pharmacies into the IT world, giving them priority of place. It was very exciting for me that they are saying if you are a couple of job applications or advertisement, they say if you're a pharmacist, that will give you advantage. Can we clap to God for that? Whichever of these people here or those who are not here who have made this possible, it shows that pharmacy has a future. Pharmacy really has a future all over the world. Some of the problem we're facing in this country sometimes is either lack of understanding or petty jealousies or people who don't want others to grow while they want to grow. They don't want others to do well while they want to do well. But those things cannot stand. They can't stand. For example, the consultancy cadre that God gave us after 12 years of struggle, people are still fighting tomorrow to overturn it. And I just laugh at them. I say, what's their problem? You want to grow. You don't want other people to grow. Does it make sense? It does not make sense. So I believe that good will always overcome evil at the end of the day. Pharmacy has the future. I went to the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital about 3 or 4 weeks ago in Enugu, and I was impressed with the way they are running pharmacy in that place. They made me extraordinarily proud. You know, the head of pharmacy there is creating divisions and subdivisions and subspecialty, and it's not asking for anybody's permission. It's not waiting for somebody to gazette it. And the CMD acknowledges. The day she was addressing us when we went for groundbreaking of a pharmacy house in a teaching hospital, she said, as the CMD is creating departments in medicine, she's creating departments in pharmacy. And they were clapping for her. They have like 12 deputy directors, each manning this subdivision, subspecialties. That is what we should be doing. But you can't do that if you're not informed, if you're not educated, if you're not current. Respect is not gotten by asking or begging or even shouting or yelling. You can't carry a placard on the street and say, respect me. People will just laugh at you. They respect you from the value you create. How valuable is your input to their lives and to the environment? That's what brings respect. So I want to challenge us because it's easy to point fingers elsewhere. Let's be sure that we are who we are. When Olumide talks about me rising from first level as a pharmaceutical sales rep and becoming chairman and CEO of Pfizer in 15 years, it didn't happen by a stroke of luck. It happened by doing all those things he told you. It happened by making sure you have a purpose, making sure you have a plan to pursue that purpose, making sure that you prepare to be able to pursue that purpose, making sure that you perspire. Perspiration is hard work. Nobody knows how much hours we slept last night to be here today and where we're going when we leave here. You have to work and sweat and inconvenience yourself. You have to have passion, because if you don't have passion, you're going to be discouraged by things around you, by circumstances, by situations, by developments, by the environment, by people who just don't want you to move forward. They discourage you. But if you have passion, it gives you an internal oxygen, internal motivation. And you must have providence. You must have a backbone. There must be something you fall back to, something that will help you when you get to the end of the wall. You don't know where else to go. Somebody will speak to you, go right or go left. It's called providence. Some say it's God. Some call it all kinds of names, but I say power that is beyond us. Pharmacy is going somewhere. There's future. And what gladdens me is when I see the caliber of young people that we're producing in pharmacy. When I see them, I am encouraged because they represent future, both in the way they carry their lives, the way they conduct themselves, and the way they speak. I meet other professionals, other young graduates from other institutions, and I wonder, does this will actually go to the university? But when I meet pharmacists, I have met them in many places. Is it in Ife? Is it in Benin? Is it in Lagos? Is it in Uyo? Is it in Nnamdi Azikiwe? They are the same. Please clap for yourselves. And let's also clap for your teachers. Are there teachers here today? University teachers, are they here? Let's clap for them. Let's clap for their mentors. Professor Olumide talked about mentors, and all this we hear are mentors. Because we must give credit to whom credit is due. It's not right for any single person to think he is the beginning and the ending. God gives us opportunity to play our roles, and we'll play them well at the best of our ability. So I want to congratulate you and tell you to imbibe what it takes to go into the future. The future is in your hands. The future is in our hands. It's not in anybody's hands. And please let us take it seriously and ensure that we leave the profession, we take the profession to higher levels than we have met it. That should be our mantra, that in my department, in my division, wherever I have been, I should leave that place better than I met it. That is the way the future can be established. But if we don't have a vision, if we don't have a purpose, we can never go to a better future. A better future is designed, and then you work to achieving it, taking into all the things that have been spoken today. PSN is happy with YPG, and PSN is doing a lot to ensure that the young people, the profession is respected. We are working on our laws. Our laws will soon be strengthened, and so as to give us opportunity to manage our professions. 2 days ago, we had an inaugural meeting of the Pharmaceutical Sector Leadership Forum, where we got NAFDAC, we got PSN. Thank God that the PCN registrar just came in. It was on that line. So we have NIPRID. Thank God NIPRID is represented here. We had the Federal Ministry of Health, Bukola Ajay, the highest person. All these critical regulatory and governmental agencies working with us, PSN, as professionals. I have always believed that if all of us agree, we can ring-fence pharmacy. Nobody can penetrate pharmacy if PCN, if NAFDAC, if NIPRID, if Federal Ministry of Health, pharmacists are together and make decisions and follow those decisions so that we can give our pharmacists future and take away all the infringements in our profession. That's what we're looking at. It's work in progress. And I invite you to have faith and have confidence. Sometimes some of us talk as if lost confidence. We talk as if those in front of us are not doing anything. It's not true. It's not true. That we got here today is the sacrifices of people who have come before us. If they didn't do, there was a time pharmacists who are called technicians. Am I right? Hello, dispensers. That today we have PharmD, we have consultant pharmacists. I'd like to tell you is the hard work of people. So let's acknowledge that. It may not be a Dorado yet, it may not be the best, but let's never undermine the contributions of our past leaders and our past bearers in this profession. So let me not take more of your time, but to congratulate you, to assure you that PSN is with you. You have a listening neck and a listening council. And we are happy when our young people feel happy. We're happy when you feel happy, then our happiness is increased. And we're working with you in mind because we are sometimes young And we know that we are replacing ourselves with younger children and grandchildren. So we believe that if you don't protect and work for the youth, you are imperiling the future. Pharmacy has a bright future, and I know all of us will arrive at that future. Congratulations. Thank you.
Please, a standing ovation for our president, the #1 pharmacist in Nigeria, distinguished pharmacist Mazi Sam Ohaboa, for that beautiful speech, FPSN OFR. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you and we are grateful for the gift of you. It is amazing to have a father like you championing for the better Nigeria. Keep clapping until you take the seat. Keep clapping. We can do better than that. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for that beautiful speech. Thank you for reminding us that Nigeria can work for us and we can take Nigeria back to what it is. Like pharmacy still has a future, and that future is us. Thank you very much, sir. It is beautiful having a father like you championing for that, and it's emboldening us that we can actually get there. Thank you for that beautiful speech, sir. We want to recognize, and also we apologize for that breach in protocol. We are very, very sorry, sir. We apologize for that, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Quickly, we want to recognize the presence of an important person in our midst, a distinguished pharmacist, the Registrar Pharmacist Council of Nigeria, Dr. N.A. Elijah Mohammed, double prophet. Can we rise up and give him a warm round of applause?
Ovation, a wonderful ovation.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're very welcome, sir. You're very welcome, sir.
So still to come, we still have the chairman's speech, the keynote address, the EMSO presentation, and the tea break. But before that, we just want to quickly reference some of the things our able Dr. Olumide Akintayo has said. Thank you very much for that beautiful speech, sir. He has to take his leave now, but we are grateful. You know, he mentioned mentoring and mentorship, and it's really important for us, even as young pharmacists, and we pray and hope that we'll be able to take up even these very many opportunities of mentoring that are already available.
All right. We have someone here I am very sure many of us will be interested in meeting. Pharmacist Dr. Solomon Age, who is the National Chairman, Health Sector of Senior Staff Association of Teaching Hospitals, FMC Specialist Hospitals in Nigeria. Also the Secretary, PSN Ekiti State Chairman Ahab, who is here for an hazard allowance negotiation with the FGN, and he's here to say hello because he's very much interested in pharmacies. He's very much interested in YPG. Please, a round of applause for him. Present, sir. So if there's anyone here who is interested in internship, you want to get internship placements, you can see me, you can see the president and the for his details, for his contact.
Thank you very much. We are lucky.
Yes,
we have in our
all right. So still to come, we want to also recognize more, very importantly, quickly, Professor Usifo, who is the former dean, Uniben School of Pharmacy, and also the former chairman, PSN, Edo State. A round of applause for him, please.
Okay, we also want to recognize the very good friends of PSN-YPG, Pharmacist Tosin Adeyemi, clinical pharmacist and lecturer, Unilag, the former editor-in-chief PSN. Yeah, my lecturer. Please, let's give him a warm round of applause. We also have Williams, the project manager, AEF Surveillance Institute of Human Virology, Nigeria.
Please, a round of applause for our important persons. Please, round of applause. You can do better than that.
Also, we have pharmacist Issa Mohammed, the immediate past chairman, PSN-YPG, national.
Okay, the event is already looking very, very colorful, and I'm sure you're all excited. So we'll be having the chairman's speech right about now. So please, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome to the stage to give us the chairman's speech, pharmacist Chidi Dozier, who is the chairman of this wonderful occasion, Director Dozier and Dozier Pharmacy Nigeria Limited. Round of applause, please, standing ovation for him, please. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Standing on the existing protocol, but I won't fail to recognize the presence of our PSN president, pharmacist Mao Ohabunwa, Mazi, I call him Mazi. Our registrar, who is everywhere we call him to be. He's always there with us. And under senior colleagues, I think I'm the most happiest man today in the history of pharmacy profession. Among the people, the senior colleagues here, our chief of staff to the deputy senate president, Professor Osifo, Ms. Pharmacist Lulojo, and senior pharmacist Tanko Ayuba, who are here present. Among them, I think I'm the next generation pharmacists, then the YPG members. So I'm at the middle. And luckily, I share all the good things that the pharmacy profession has brought to us. And I can tell you that this is year 2021. Unfortunately, this is my 21 years of practice as a pharmacist. And in the course of my pursuit of the pharmacy profession, I also was the first young pharmacist to attend the FIP conference in Egypt, 2005. I don't think I've seen any of my mates in any international conference that moment. And I think maybe my small participation, I made a lot of impact in Egypt in 2005. And I was given opportunity to get YPG recognized in Nigeria. It has never been mentioned anywhere that Nigeria would never have YPG group until 2005. I was asked to lead the team to represent Africa in Holland, but I have to decline because I foresee the challenges we are going to face as a country, and we need vibrant young pharmacists to partake in that. And the result was there. Why do I say the result was? All impressed. Hello. Okay. They all embrace my effort, my contribution in that little scenario. And since ever then, I've never missed one singular international conference, including all our PSN conferences. So today, I'm an entrepreneur in the pharmacy profession. I've given lectures on mentorship to our young pharmacists in 1 or 2 institutions. But this is singular meeting of the pharmacy profession and the YPG being an interest group that have seen timbers and calibers of the pharmacy profession. So I'm pleased to say the young pharmacists of Nigeria today, you guys have done well to have attracted this magnitude of people here among us. I am very proud of you guys. All your executive, I am very proud, and I thank you for making sure that things work in this direction. It's an opportunity for us to air our minds, speak out to our leaders, tell them our challenges. I remember when they visited me talking about being exempted from the, what do you call it again? The, what do you call your allowances, internship allowances? I told them, no, it is, we went through that as an intern in National Hospital, year 2000. We have to fight our way. What you people are enjoying today, some of us, including Obi Adiwe, who is today a DG, we are all set in National Hospital. We did internship together at that same period. We are 12 in numbers, only 3 men, 3 of us, we are young people. The rest, we are ladies. But we fought our way. Mrs. Ufotukaite was there for us. We fought our way. The same day of National Hospital, didn't find it funny that his name would be taken away from National Hospital to the villa. He said, we're going to pay the price. And we paid the price. They reduced our allowances as low as 24,000 naira. And we took it and smiled. We said, what it means that the people coming behind us will enjoy the better package. So whatever you people are doing today, and whatever as our seniors we are sacrificing, some of us we are coming behind sacrificing, and we believe you people can also sacrifice for the future generation pharmacists. It's not gonna be easy, but you get there. And I will admonish each and every one of you, the young pharmacists, please prepare your mind for big challenges, for big tasks ahead. We are going to call on you people when the time comes, and we'll share today's discussion, telling you that, look, if you remember your second inauguration, we said the challenges will be there, but don't be deterred. Be ready. We're also behind you people, the way our seniors were behind us then. So we are behind you people. I will tell you, keep the pace you are going at. Don't be afraid. The future is bright for each and every one of us. Don't be afraid. I know a lot of us also have intention of leaving the country. Please, if all of us runs away from the country, there won't be anybody left for the future of the profession. But that does not mean that some people will not go out. Some will go. When you go, bring the goodies back, the knowledge, the ideas, it will help us to improve. Do you understand? So I believe we can all do this. We shouldn't be deterred. I can tell you, if I tell stories here, maybe we will not go, because I've challenged our seniors too. And today they've seen the result of those challenges. So I ask you guys to challenge us too. We will come out better, and always read. Prepare your mind, read. Reading is very, very vital. Very important that you must be on top of your game. And I can tell you people once again that no doctor, no medical doctor for our age category can look at me today and say nonsense. You can't do that. You can't. No doctor of my age group will look at me today and say, no, I will never, and they won't even come close. So I will ask you people to be prepared for challenges so that nobody like our PSN president said, the challenge is some people want to grow, they don't want others to grow too. please, we need to grow. But for us to grow, we must be prepared. So I thank you once again. We don't want to take much of our guests' time. I live here in Abuja with 2 people, and some of them came in from Lagos, and some we need to catch up their flights. So I thank you, the YPG and the executives. You guys have done well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Pharmacist Chidi Dozie, our wonderful chairman for today's occasion. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that beautiful speech, sir.
We're very grateful,
Very
sir,
grateful.
for that enlightening session. I'm sure we've picked 1 or 2 things from what he has said concerning preparing your mind for big challenges. Of course, the future of pharmacy cannot come if you do not overcome these challenges. So
pharmacy schools have been established since this initiative by the PCN began at the federal level, state and private universities nationwide. The total number of accredited universities has increased from 22 to 23 now, because I'm just coming from Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. I went to do the accreditation. I'm just coming right from there. And believe that definitely they will pass. And their students can now graduate and practice pharmacy in Nigeria. We have about 15,000 number of pharmacies that are licensed to practice, because on the database you have 25,000 and some of them are still not renewing. That's why I'm asking if some of you have not renewed your licenses. To be nice, you did that. Another challenge of practice is the proliferation of illegal premises across the country and the activities of medicine dealers in the open drug markets. This has gone to the highest level, even to the president's office. The council is tackling this challenge with the stepping up of our enforcement activities nationwide. A total number of 4,448 and 4,219 unregistered premises were sealed by the PCN enforcement team in 2019 and 2020 respectively. In 2020, definitely the COVID created an opportunity for illegal premises. However, with the permit we got from the Inspector General of Police, we were able to go out and do some sealing. As of today, a total of 1,467 registered premises have been sealed this year alone. And that's the first cycle of enforcement that is still going on. As for the open drug market, the PCN is driving the federal government policy of relocating medicine dealers to the coordinated wholesale centers, where pharmacist managers will be appointed to supervise activities within the centers. The construction of CWC, where the traders in Kano, Idumota, open drug markets will be relocated to at advanced stages, while efforts are ongoing to compel others to follow suit. One of the current challenges confronting young pharmacists is difficulty in securing placement for internship. The PCN has reached out to relevant stakeholders in government and the private sector on the way forward in addressing this challenge. Also, the council has increased the number of slots for internship training within our office nationwide. It is hoped that in not too distant future, this challenge will be completely addressed. Before I came, we have about 5 slots for interns, but as of today, we have 65 of them. So we all know that PCN and PSN, we initiated the issue of central placement ever before. But however, if we recall what the president and our dear brother at the Senate said, politics came in, and the ministry said they will first of all try the doctors and see how feasible it is. However, the other health workers have joined hands together to see how that central placements can be done. You can't do it alone for doctors, you must do it also for us. Finally, another major challenge that the PCN is confronted with is the register and go syndrome. Some pharmacists, many of them young pharmacists, register premises for businessmen without staying around to supervise professional practice within the premises. It is a big thorn in our flesh. One, it reduces the value of pharmacists. And two, it ridicules the practice of pharmacy and the professional practice that is supposed to go on there is not being carried out. PCN frowns against that. A lot of reports have come, and the investigating panel has commenced their investigation on some of them. Please, I'm pleading with us. Let's take life, JJ, take it little by little, step by step. We all went through these processes. The idea of registering and going away is not healthy for us. It's not healthy at all. It makes mockery of the profession, it makes mockery of the individual, And in the long run, you just find out you have wasted active and focused years. Because by the time you do register and go, where are you going to? Where do you normally really go to? Where do you go to? I've tried to find out, and most of them will stay at home. They will be playing with handsets and all the rest. What? And you are just wasting away. Because when you are working, you are not only earning salary, you are gaining experiences. And by the time you finish your NYC, you should draw up a program for yourself. Where do you want to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Because if you are trapped in this register and go syndrome, before you know what is happening, 10 years is gone, wasted. It is then you will remember that you had first class, and then you now go back to school to go and doing masters and frowning your face as if somebody has taken something from you. And when you get there, you just see your juniors are now HODs, professors. And when they give you directive to do 1 or 2 things to supervise people in the lab, you say, I don't blame you. It's a practical reality. Practical reality. I have a classmate, over 30-something years, she's still doing register and go. And I told her, you are dead. You are dead. At the age of 50, you are still registering somebody, trader. You go there Monday, Tuesday, you say you are sick. And Wednesday, you give all sorts of excuses. I don't care whether we are classmates. We'll withdraw your license next time we come. You can imagine all the waste over 30-something years wasted. Registering businessmen, no focus, no ideas. I still believe that a pharmacist is the most well-read and well-trained individual. Because my first 1 million naira I made came from health education. Saturdays, I organize TV program for secondary schools in Lagos State. And that time, Uncle Joe, I don't know whether, no, I don't think your generation know Uncle Joe. My chairman, you know Uncle Joe. It's your product. I went to the company and I told them that we need to do health talk for secondary schools. Let's do quiz for them. Let's see how things can be done. And they bought the proposal. And there's a television station in Ikeja, Alausa there, MITV. We do the recordings Saturdays when I don't go to work. And then they will now air it during the week. And that's where I made my first 1 million and bought a land and bought an Audi car. The first car, Tokumbo car, I could buy for myself. Why am I saying it is? You have potentials. A lot of potentials that you can deploy. So you, as a young man or young lady, what do you want to do with your life? Pharmacy is your foundation. You can build a lot on it. What do you want to do with your life? You must identify it. Otherwise, you will be trapped. And once you are trapped, 10 years is not, you may think is far away. 10 years is very, very small. Before you turn your back, 10 years has passed. And that 10 years can determine what you will be in life. And if you missed it within that first 10 years, you are gone forever, except you go for deliverance. On a very serious note, our elders here can testify. You must go through a process. And you must be focused. And if you're not focused, that's why I'm pitying any of them, anyone that we catch doing the register and go. I say you have registered now, you are going. You are going. Your life is going. You are dying. They don't understand. I say you are dying. I told the young boy, you are dying. I had a practical example. The guy was doing medical rep. He registered a premises. and it's based in Kano. When we were at Gombe, we got there, we called him. Are you the superintendent pharmacist? Say yes. Where are you? I'm around. You are around? Okay. We are waiting for you. Come. Then I now gave somebody phone number to call him. The person is in Kano. I one called him. I want to see you. I learned you are in Kano. He said, yes, I'm coming. Now went and met my state officer. I told him to detain him there. So when he got to my office in Kano, I called him. I said, I'm the registrar. I'm in so in Gombe. Where are you? He just switched off his phone. And where is he today? It's nowhere. He has gone. Yes, because my friend in the hospital said he wants unemployment in government hospital so that he can stabilize. Please, I'm pleading. The register and go syndrome, you may feel it is interesting. It is killing the individuals. You'll be going until you are, and I don't want you to go like that because you have to replace us. You have to replace us. Like as it was earlier said, we need young ones to take over from us. And you cannot be doing register and going and be focused to take pharmacy profession up. So please, I'm pleading, whatever it is, there is time for everything. Because this money you think you are pursuing, a time will come, you see the money itself, you can't even use it. Food you can't eat. By the time you get to a certain age, you'll be selecting what you are eating. And the Yoruba parable, is it parable or proverb says, Ayilaba, Ayila Fisilesi. Do we understand that? You don't understand. All these things you are seeing, we met them on this earth. And by the time you are going, when you look back, you still see them. You can't take anything out of the earth. So as a professional, it's a ministry. And what is that ministry? Ministry of healing. So you must ensure that whatever you are doing, you do it properly so that you can leave legacies behind. Because I've never seen any of them involved in register and go having any legacies. Please, we are pleading with you to help us to be useful citizens as a pharmacist so that as we are aging, we need the young ones to take strategic position so that the profession can be kept alive. Finally, another major challenge, as I said, register and go. I'm using this opportunity to solicit the assistance of the YPG as we confront this challenge. It is my belief that when we join forces, it becomes easier to tackle these various challenges confronting us. Thank you and God bless you.
We can do better than that for our registrar. Thank you very much, registrar, sir. Thank you for the work you are doing and the great strides that you've taken even for the pharmacy profession. We are grateful, sir. So young pharmacists, we've heard, don't let us get caught up in the circle of register and go. And also go and renew your licenses, so we will not become victims in Jesus' name.
Amen. Okay, we're going to invite to the stage now for his goodwill message the national chairman of ACPN, the person of Dr. Samuel Adekola. Please, a round of applause for him.
Interim.
Welcome, sir.
You're welcome.
What is that sound supposed to be? My president, sir. Well, I don't know what that sound's supposed to be. For the youth.
Very good. Very good. I'm happy to hear that it's for the youth. Well, the president, Pharmaceutical State of Nigeria, my registrar, a brother from the Senate, a one-time secretary of my technical group in Borno State. Thank you very much. Salute you, sir. I salute all our, yes, former Deputy President, Northside, the various presidential candidate for PSN, and the chairman of education, and the last but not the least, the chairman of YPG. Emeka, I want to congratulate you. I salute you for this effort and your team. I want to, first and foremost, before my goodwill message, I want to give some punches. I told your chairman that I'm sure some of you are familiar with my antecedent as YPG person. And at every occasion, I tell you, and I've challenged many of you too at different occasions, time, that I expect that some of you will be like me and be better off. For those who knows me, know that I'm pharmacy personified. So there's no doubt about that. But God had also been very grateful to me that I have also been in government because some people establishment person. But I'm not in profession now. People know that I'm a PSN person. At least those who knows me. I started my journey as PSN leadership as young as 31, as vice chairman of PSN State, PSN Ondo State. And I rose to become the chairman for 2 consecutive times. Not because I want to serve the second time, but because the state chooses to say, I am leaving behind a shoe that they don't want anybody to wear right now. And therefore, they have to move a motion to suspend the constitution to get me to serve the second term. I am a PSN person. So what I saw here this morning, I wasn't happy about it. I can't be speaking after my president has spoken normally. So, sir, did you allow me to speak? President, thank you very much. It is not right. You didn't follow procedures. All of these good messages should have come. Is the president that speak last in any gathering of pharmacy? And I challenge you, it shows that some of you who are handlers of YPG, you do not do PSN in your states. I challenge you, you have to correct this. You have to be part of it. You are the change agent. There's nothing anybody will say about that. You are. Whatever future you are looking at, that pharmacy future you are talking about, it is you. And it is the way you design it to be. Forget that all these big guys are the people that will make it happen. I tell you, I am not sure that it is this big guy that will make that future you are talking about happen. So it is you. Today, we have redefined leadership in ACPN. I know some of you knows about this. We have done so many things that challenge status quo in government, in different areas. In most cases, we have remained the most misunderstood figure. And that is because of what we do. So I challenge you to come into that state of us so that you take it forward. Some people were challenging me that, oh, maybe now I'll go for a PSN president. I told them, sorry, for now, I am done with pharmacy. I told them that I'm moving out of pharmacy now to go and do some other things. Perhaps this is where I'm saying officially. For now, I am through because I have done certain things that I am convinced in myself that I have served what God wants me to do. So I have built structures, I have built systems at the ACPN level. I feel fulfilled. So I challenge you guys to come up and do same. Shake the water, turn it around, cause disturbances in the faces of people. And that is my challenge to you. So please, I wouldn't want to see this next time. I want to see you following the procedure the way pharmacies are done. There's no reason why anybody should speak after the president has spoken. After the president speaks, if you have a special guest of honor, speaks, and the meeting, everybody rise. That's the way it should be. So please take correction. Well, I'm sure you will not feel bad that I speak that way to you, but I think it's necessary. Why don't you clap for me? Yes. President said something here today. He said, you have to do things. You have to create the future. No government will create it for you, not even in our own climate, where certain individuals are taking the health sector as their, inheritance. So everybody just struggling to get whatever from it. Not in that kind of a climate. If it's not a climate where strangers, people are given, then you think the government will create, but not here. And that is why I say to you, I'm happy when President said it, that it is we that will create that future. A lot of future opportunities are here for pharmacy. When you talk about opportunity for pharmacy, for any profession, it is pharmacy. In fact, more in Nigeria, because we have not even seen so much that our guys in the other climate have seen. So I bring you a good news. One of such innovation. I'm sure some of you will have received this. By the grace of God, on the 1st of December, 2020, in the city of Abuja here, the pharmacy under the Office of Community Pharmacy of Nigeria, right in front of the Minister for Health, we make a pronouncement to sign a declaration called Abuja Declaration. And the Abuja Declaration, for some of you who were part of that conference or who read about it, that is the third place where that declaration will be signed in the world. The first was signed at Astana in 2018 by WHO and FIP. And by 2019, the second was signed in Ankara at Turkey for the European region. And what is this declaration about? It is about community pharmacies' involvement in primary healthcare services. This is the new policy direction of WHO and FIP. With the permission of FIP President, we signed that declaration here in Nigeria on the 1st day of December 2020. And we started to work immediately after the conference. We set up a multi-sectorial committee that has members from all across all the pharmacy segments in Nigeria. And we're gracious to also have some of our members from the Americas and UK volunteer to join that committee to change the narrative. And I tell you, the first output of that committee is a memo to change the narrative of the curriculum of PharmD program in Nigeria and to get it tilted towards primary care service, services delivery, training. And I'm glad to let you know that ACPN have done a memo to council. We're gracious to the registrar and the chairman of council who received a memo, and a memo today has been worked upon at the NUC level. Going forward, perhaps the curriculum that will be approved next for pharmacy trade in Nigeria are going to be having primary health care services, courses in them. And what that simply means is that when a pharmacy student graduates, you are also automatically graduating as a primary care provider. But we know that some of us who are already trained, who are already don't have other opportunity, very many of you here, and we have also come to develop a structure to say that some of these services that we know are in preventive medicine. The majority, I mean, a very cardinal part of them is the issue of vaccine preventable diseases, preventive medicine. And this is why we are having a partnership between ACPN and our colleague from the Americas, NAPSA, to begin to roll out training of community pharmacists in Nigeria and set them up as vaccinators. I have a good news for you. When we were discussing with one of our partners, Pharmaceutical, one of the requests he has from me is that would they have opportunity to nominate some YPG for that training? And I said, yes, because it is you that I know. Very many of our leaders may not even be able to do this, many of our whole pharmacists. So I hope you get back to them so that you know how many numbers. We want to train and certify 200 community pharmacies as vaccinator come 30th of August 2001 in the city of Abeokuta. I hope you will be part of it. And as soon as they are trained and certified, kudos again to council. Because when you see the flyer, you see council there. Council is deeply involved in this. The certificate that will be given out, we have the authority and a provider. So colleagues, I challenge you, as I yesterday when we roll out this advert, close to 20 people are registered. And like the chairman told me, he has registered 2 of his pharmacists for this training. So whoever is your boss, or if you are boss of yourself, I think this is one thing you have to avail yourself of the opportunity and be part of that training so that you can be certified as as vaccinator in Nigeria. If anybody tells you it's not possible, hi, Sam Adekola was trained in 2011 as vaccinator by even a private Liveware initiative. Until today, doctor come to my pharmacy for vaccination in the city of Akure. For those who know Akure, doctor come to his Grace Pharmacy to take vaccine. I vaccinate them. So what I'm saying to you is that we want to replicate, we want to set up as many community pharmacies. And the essence of this is that so that this become a tool for negotiation with government. We want to have community pharmacies at different areas in Nigeria who who are providing these services. And this is one area I will want all of you to come into, particularly those of you in the community pharmacy segment. On this note, let me use the opportunity to welcome you to the city of Abeokuta from the 30th of August to 4th of September 2021, where the community pharmacy will be gathering to look at Abuja Declaration, equipping community pharmacy to provide primary health care services towards the achievement or attainment of universal health coverage in Nigeria. I wish that all of you will be part of this historic event so that together we will continue to make pharmacy great. I thank you for listening to me. Thank you very much.
We can do better than that. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you very much, Dr. Samuel Adekoya, for that wonderful talk. So,
thank you very much, sir. The future is you, and it will be the way you want it to be.
Definitely, definitely.
Thank you very much, sir. We are grateful.
So, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, we're going to be having lunch break, but before that, let's quickly invite to the stage, if she's here, please, this conference planning committee chairperson, the one that has gathered us here today, that has made it possible for us to have this wonderful occasion. She's done very well for herself and for us too. The person of pharmacist Ethel Basi Mba. Please, a round of applause for her. Please keep clapping, keep clapping. I can see her already. Keep clapping. As she comes for her address, the CPC address. CPC chairman
Keep it
address.
going. Don't get tired. We are going for lunch after this one, so you can still muster up all the energy remaining.
The PSN president, registrar, PCN, our distinguished chairman, all protocols duly observed, ladies and gentlemen. Planning and executing a conference amid the pandemic and rising insecurity in the country has to be one of the most difficult tasks to carry out at the moment. The second annual national conference of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria Young Pharmacists Group, scheduled to take place in 2020, was moved indefinitely due to the pandemic. Alas, the day has come where the dream of two administrations have come true. I am elated and highly honored to be given the position of captain of this massive ship. It is said that as a leader, if you want your team to accomplish great things, you must first show them that you truly care. This journey, which started a few months ago, was no mean feat, but was truly worthwhile because of a leader with an unmatched love and care for our dearly beloved association in the person of Ms. Yimika Oguns. Can we give her a round of applause? From the day my team was inaugurated and given the mandate to deliver an all-round conference, we put our hands on the plow and never looked back. Thank you, our esteemed guests and delegates, for showing up and exhibiting palpable signs of enthusiasm towards the conference. What would the entire planning be about if we ended up with an empty hall? Of course, it would have been deeply distressing. Thank you, Team FCT, for welcoming us with open arms. Can we give them a round of applause, please? It has indeed been an avenue for learning and honing of skills for the team and me. Thank you all for honoring us by entrusting us with such a vital event as this. Thank you for the vote of confidence and show of faith, because it served as wind to our sails during our stagnant days. Nagode. Long live PSN-YPG. Viva la pharmacie.
Thank you very much, PC, for that address. Thank you very much. We will be dispersing for lunch break shortly, but before we do that, we are children that take to corrections, Abi, and we take to corrections and make amends where necessary. And because of that, I want all young pharmacists to just rise up on your feet, please. Rise up, every young pharmacist in the building, rise up, stand on your feet, please. Yes, as we apologize to our president for the short sight in making other people give addresses after he has said it. So we apologize, sir, and we are really very, very sorry. We are sorry for that, sir. Okay, we can have our seats now. I want him to say he has forgiven us. Okay, so we'll be dispersing for our lunch break to reconvert shortly after to continue the conference. Thank you very much. Photographer, please, your attention is needed.